Mark, you're here.
Oh my
Hello,
God.
my
Hello,
brother.
Anton. We have so many to discuss.
Yeah, of
I
course.
haven't seen you in ages. Oh my God, Anton. Anton, what's the best time of day for you to study?
So, for me, morning is the best time to study, but night is better, because always at night I turn my lights off and I concentrate only on my monitor with some documents, some math stuff, programming stuff, and I really my learning get faster. So night is the best time to study for me. So Mark, what kind of holidays do you enjoy most? Why?
Oh, there are two holidays I like mostly. My birthday and New Year. That's what I think. Always at New Year, I have so many presents from my friends, from my parents, of course from Santa Claus. Honorable mention. And just unlike my birthday, always at my birthday there are a lot of guests with their presents, and I'm so happy to get presents. I really like that moment when you have a little box with a surprise within, and you open it and there is something so satisfying inside.
And you get surprised.
Yeah, I like that feeling. So Anton, is there anything you dislike about traveling, and why?
I can say that preparing for traveling is some kind of awful. So you need to get a plan, get a list of things, lists of stuff that you should bring with your friends, with yourself. So. Also, I think that bad weather is kind of bad in traveling, and you should check weather before you go traveling somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, also bad company can prevent good traveling. You should get really good friends for this traveling, or your family. So and that what I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree.
What kind of magazines or newspapers do you read regularly? Why?
That's interesting one. I read, paper magazines really rarely. Nowadays, it's even hard to find a paper magazine that you can read. When I was younger, I really liked to read magazines about birds, animals. You know that magazines made by De Agostini will
I know.
with things like that inside, with ancient bees and something like that. Different things. I had a few of them just on the
it's
free or
green magazines.
Yeah, green magazines. I like them. Nowadays, all magazines are digital, and I think the only one tabloid I really enjoy is a magazine, The Flow. The Flow is a magazine about rap industry.
Of course.
I enjoy reading it. It's interesting, but I don't really read it in a paper variant. I read it in Telegram channel. But I enjoy it. That is a huge part of my life. Almost every morning I wake up and scroll through all the news that happened this night. Yeah, I like it. So Anton, one more question for you.
Okay.
What do you like to do when you go out with your friends?
Something similar to the previous question about traveling. So, what I like about going outside with my friends, it just help you to relax, to think about something good, to just mm, so to just have a good time.
Yeah.
And
You may just quote it.
you have so much topics to talk with your friends, so it's never boring. You never get bored when you go somewhere with your guys or maybe girls. I don't know. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, a good point.
Are you an organized kind of person? Why not?
Oh, this question is too hard. That is a kind of easy that time. So Anton, what I want to say, I'm totally not organized person. In any question you would ask me, I'm not organized. I'm not organized in terms of even shooting this video. We are recording it just a few hours before deadline. I'm not organized person in my homework, in my personal projects, in anything I do. I'm not organized, and I'm really upset about it. But I don't know what to do with it, and that thing, how to say, that became a part of my life, and being unorganized is a kind of okay for me because I adopted to it, and I know what to do when I have a few time and a lot of things to do. And I don't know another way to study it. That's what I want to say. I'm not organized, but I like it. I don't think that is bad for me. So Anton, an interesting question I wanted to ask you. Has the kind of music you enjoy changed since you were young?
So it's complicated because I listen to many genres of music, and it all has changed a lot since 2010. So in my opinion, music were more warmer, more friendly earlier. Now it's some kind of rude, some bad words in texts, and but most part of our teenagers enjoyed. So I think it changed a lot. Okay. Mark, I have the last question for you.
But not the least.
Not the least. Where would you recommend tourists to visit in your country? Why?
Oh, that's an easy one. I think almost every tourist who is going to visit Russia, they most likely going to either Moscow or St. Petersburg. And I think if I would say something like visit Kremlin, that would be so boring, and everyone had done it. I think that tourists have to visit Barnaul. You know something about Barnaul? Did you hear about that city?
I live in Barnaul.
Oh my god, how could it be true? I also live in Barnaul, you know?
Wow, seriously?
Yeah. Not so many people know about Barnaul being a good city. Barnaul has a lot of sightings in it. You may visit a mountain in Barnaul. Of course, Health Trace, how to call it. That is a place where you can ski with your friends, and that is perfect. Every New Year we have a New Year Eve in the center of our city, that is huge and that is honorable mention. I think visiting Barnaul, just any street in Barnaul, any sightseeing in Barnaul.
It's already, you won already.
Yeah, you will 100% enjoy it. just try and you will get to it really often.
You'll understand.
Yeah. So Anton, that is the end of part 1. Thank you for the conversation.
Let's go
Let's
on.
continue. We have a few more questions to discuss. So Anton, why have these things become important to some people in today's world?
Okay, it's interesting. So, I can say why buying possessions become important to some people in today's world.
Buying possessions. That is a hard question, but you know, when you own something, something that you can touch and that you have, but not obligatory, something physical. I mean, that feeling when you buy something. I don't know how that is for you, but for me, buying something is always like a holiday. I feel myself so good. I'm really up to anything I want to buy. When I bought this notebook just a few weeks ago, I was so happy. You can't really imagine how happy I was. And I think buying anything is always makes you happy, and that's why people like it. And of course, you get something pleasure. For example, this notebook. I like my notebook.
Yeah. Now we are reading text from
it, yeah. Without that notebook, that wouldn't be possible. So I think that buying possessions mean a lot nowadays. So Anton, going from buying possessions to doing exercise, what do you think?
Doing exercise contains brain exercise and muscle exercise. So both of them are good for your health, for your mental health. So if you work with your brain, people would like to meet with you, talk with you, because you're a smart person. So it's comfortable to speak with you, to make a deal with you, and so on. As for muscle exercise, it's also important for your health, for your heart, maybe muscles, and most people enjoy people when they get fit, when they check for their health, eat fresh meals, fresh food. Okay.
Vegetable sense.
Yeah, and doing exercise every day. Okay.
It's just important. of course.
It's already important. It's really important. So, yeah. What do you think about having a certain lifestyle?
Interesting. I think that having a certain lifestyle is important for a lot of people in our world, because it's just easy. Imagine when you have a certain lifestyle and you follow it just every day. For example, like waking up at 8 a.m., having a breakfast, brushing your teeth, or in another order. That is just easy to follow that simple rules. That makes your brain not to think too much. And I think having a certain lifestyle, like imagine if you have a full wardrobe of white tees, and every day you just wear a white tee. That is easy, of course, and that makes you not to think about things that are not important for you. I think doing that home stuff just like automatically, that makes life much easier. That's why I think that having a certain lifestyle is an important thing for many people. So, Anton, and what about keeping up to date?
Keeping up to date is a really important thing in our life. So if you know about our world, much you'll get big authority. So you need to you should work with information properly and keeping up to date, of course. So it's really important because if you know something that somebody don't know, you already win. You already better in this way. So I think it's pretty important thing in our life. So Mark, taking time to relax, what do you think?
Oh, Anton, if you would even imagine how I like to relax, having this certain relax in the end of a workday, that is my favorite part of even I would say my life. When all day study, I just temporarily study, and when I go to my dormitory, I go to my dormitory, but I'm going to bed and I relax so much. I really like it. I think relaxing is as important as doing something, because if you don't relax properly, you just won't be able to do anything. So taking time to relax, I think that is of course important to a lot of people. But nowadays there is a kind of people who just work all the time. They work all the time. You see them, and there is a term in Russian. I don't know if it's has something in English, like выгорание. That's what I want to say. Burning out. Okay, yeah, burning out. That's how it called in English. But burning out is really a bad thing. I don't think you want to work just the best worker for the whole week and just for a month you relaxing and not doing anything. I don't think that is a good thing for you. So relaxing is important for everyone, not only for me but for all people involved. Anton,
Okay.
let's get to things that are most important from this.
I already thought about this, and I can say the most important things, in my opinion, is doing exercises and have a rest. Also, taking time to relax. So, because doing exercise is important for your health, and health, I think, is the most important thing in our life. To work, to have some kind of lifestyle. If you think smart, if you think fresh, you'll get everything you want. So, and if you have a good figure, a good fit, so every people would like to have a talk with you, have some kind of friendship.
Of course.
So, and second thing, time to relax. Of course, you need to have a rest from your work. As Mark said, burning out is a thing that happens with people who work 24/7 hours per week, and you should not doing like this. You should have a rest.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think, Anton, you have a great point. I totally agree with you. Of course, doing exercises and taking time to relax from them are just two obligatory things from at least. Of course, doing exercises is what you must do for your health. Because if you don't do anything, I have a lot of friends that just sit in front of computer all the time. They're fat, they're ugly. I even want to say they're not my friends anymore. But not really. But I don't think that not doing anything is a good thing, because doing exercise that saves your health, and you may live for more time, keep up so many things done, and doing exercises really keeps my brain fresh, and that helps me through all the day. And personally, I really enjoy jogging, running, something like that. Um, when running, you can listen to music, and that is a kind of relaxation itself. And after doing exercise, what you have to do? Of course, relax. So taking time to relax is obligatory in terms you are doing exercises. So I think that two things are just coming up together. Taking time to relax also helped me when doing my homework, when doing not physical but mental activity. Taking time to relax is really important. Thank you, Anton.
Thank you, Mark.
We have a few more questions to discuss.
Okay, let's ask you some questions. Do you think that people have to write priorities in our life nowadays? Why not?
Well, right priorities, yeah. A great question. Not right, not equal, but right. Yeah. Of course, I think if you work hard, you know that quote, "Get rich or die trying." That's what I want to say. I think that people have right priorities in life nowadays. Um, for example, for me, priority number one right now, I think it's studying, and but number one, it's hard. Number one, why not family? Maybe family, maybe even friends. I don't know. So talking about priorities is really hard, but I think that cult of working that is really developing nowadays. I think that is not really bad thing, but not going to burning out. That makes you really productive and smart. So priority on your job, on the tasks you have to do. I think it's a good thing, but priorities are kind of don't remember your family, don't call your mom or something like that. That is that kind of priorities. So, Anton, some people say that certain jobs are overvalued and overpaid. What's your opinion?
So,
as you remember, we are studying as a programmers.
Yeah. So, there are so many overpaid jobs nowadays.
Yeah.
Like as a sportsman, you'll get so much money if you well known sportsman. So or you're a politician with a good authority. You'll get well paid. But for what? For playing football or just sitting on a chair and talking some words, and I don't think that's correct. And in my opinion, these people should paid much less, and all that money should go to the doctors, to the people who cares about our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the best way to manage money with money too.
Yeah.
So, what part does the media play in people's expectations of life nowadays?
Oh, such a good question. Media plays such a huge role in people's life nowadays. Um, Everything you do, for me personally, uh, in my honest opinion, everything I do is just consuming media, and that is it. Um, Media plays such a huge role in people's life. Um, Even the term information war, and that is a result of media role in people's lives. So, what's the role of the media? Um, every day you wake up, you scroll through all the news that happened that night. Uh, what you are scrolling depends on your personality. If you read something bad, you are in a bad mood all the day. That makes you unhappy, and that affects your friends, that affects your productivity, and that affects everything in your life. But imagine waking up one day when you read all the good news. For example, your favorite artist dropped new album.
Oh,
You are so happy, and that is fully a result of media in your life.
yeah.
So media plays a huge role. Do you think people's expectations of what is achievable are too high nowadays? Why, or maybe why not?
I think people think that all things that they will get in the future is so easy, and they think they should just study and nothing else. But it's not. It's not that way. You should work, and work to achieve some get some achievements for your life. Get great salary in your work, and get good relationships with your friends, with just people who nearby. So people should know that all things comes with hard work, and that I want to say. Mark, do you think that life is easier now than it was in our grandparents' day? Why not?
Oh, of course, it's much easier. We're now sitting in front of computer. We're recording a video on a great smartphone. So I think that every people's a kind of what we want to do in life is to make their children's life easier. Uh, Many people work to make their children's life easier, and that's what our grandparents did. Uh, my grandma is telling me about houses that didn't have a wall in it, and that was just. I can't really imagine it nowadays. Every house has a battery inside. It's warm, it has water and everything like that, but just something like 80 years or maybe 90 years ago, was a value in our country. That was really hard to find a house with electricity and something like that. And of course, the technologies are developing, and life turned much easier in the last 20 years. Nowadays, you can find anything you want just googling it. You can talk with your friends via Discord, Telegram, or something like that. You don't have to write real texts to anyone you want to talk with. And of course, I think that life turned much easier than our grandparents did. And our grandparents lived in absolutely another country that was hard to travel, but it's now also hard to travel, but let's forget about it. But it was much harder to travel, much harder to get a food. that was much harder to get a high salary, and all the things were compared to nowadays. I think for our grandparents they were much harder. So Anton, one more question for you.
Okay.
Some people say that it's only possible to be happy if you have a lot of money. What's your opinion?
I remember my one of my best friends said sometime, oh yeah, he said, money it's not a happiness, it's a tool to make happiness. So if you know how to use money, you'll get happy. And if you give a big amount of money to a guy who don't know how to use it, he will be happy, but not big amount of time. So he'll just buy some things that he likes, like phones, notebooks, computers, games, and
Lamborghini.
yeah. And after a few time, that won't give him happiness. Happiness. Yeah. What I think, you should use money properly. You should know about investing. You should know about what? Just save your money and buy something if you really need it. And sometimes, of course, you can make present for yourself, like for hard work, of course. So I think that way. So we had so nice conversation.
Such a good conversation. Oh, Anton, I'm sorry, my big band is ruining. I'm late for Buckingham Palace meeting. Oh, Anton, I'm sorry, I have to go. Thank you for that conversation. That was a great conversation. Thank you.
I'm glad to see you
Thank you
today.
And now I'm going to Buckingham Palace. Goodbye, subscribers.
Bye,
Subscribe to my channel and like that video. Goodbye.